Good morning, Ian Quick, Millionaire by 50. Today is Thursday, July 9th. So, we've started talking a little bit about investing. And the first thing I've read a few books about it. I've read some great books by Tony Robbins. Right now, I'm reading a book by Phil Tan, which I think is probably the most influential book for my investment strategy. This guy learned from the best of the best. Um, his mentors include Warren Buffett, who's probably the world's most successful investor of all time. And he preaches the Rule One strategy, which is really sound by me. Um, it's a very, very simple concept. The execution are complex. So we'll be talking about those through the next several weeks, months, years, maybe. I don't know. Um, but let's talk about the number one rule of investing itself. It's a very, very simple rule. Rule one is don't lose money. I know, right? It's like, well, duh. It sounds well, duh, but the fact is, a lot of people do the exact opposite because they invest based on emotion. And, that's a bad chemical. They invest based on emotion, and they follow the herd. Oh, everybody's buying this. Oh, I gotta go buy it too. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. Well, by the time they buy something, it's already expensive. Oh, everybody's panicking, selling this. Oh my God, price is dropping. Sell, sell, sell. Well, by the time it's sold, price has dropped, and you bought it high and you sold it low, which is the exact opposite of what we all know, which is buy low, sell high, and they lose money. People who play the stock market on a day-to-day basis are subject to this, and there's a lot of speculation. Will this go on? Will this not go on? We don't know. We're hoping it's fingers crossed. Does it make money? Yes, yes, yes. But as it's increasing, hang on to it. It's making us money. It's making us money. Hang on to it. And then you hang on too long and it starts to drop. And you panic and you sell. Because we get emotionally attached to these things. Rule one of investing says don't lose money. And the idea behind this is, and I've stated this previously, is that what you do is you don't invest on trends. You don't invest on hot stock tips. You invest on research and due diligence you've done, where you've analyzed a lot of stuff about a company to see if it is a great company. You don't care about the price right now. You care about the quality of the company. Is this a company that will be around for a long time? Yes, but is it also a company who consistently makes profit? Let's face it, the car industry, GM and stuff, they've been around for a long time. Are they making money? How many times have they had to have bailouts and other things and shut down plants and so forth? That's not making money. So you really have to analyze these things. And when you buy for the long game. You buy without the intention of ever selling. Of course, there's an exception to that. You sell if there's a major event that will affect the long-term quality of your stock. So the day-to-day stuff, your stock will do this, but through the years, it'll do it this way, where it'll still keep going up. Your stock just keeps doing this, that's worthless. If you panic every time it goes down, you can't do that. You gotta be in the long game. And you invest in a company that 20 years from now, despite the fluctuation that started here, it will be up here. Now, you only sell it if there's a major event that changes. Um, what are events? Events is anything that will affect either the company in particular or the stock market in general. We've lived through an event back in March when COVID-19 was first officially declared a pandemic and countries went into lockdown. Well, everything shut. All businesses, stock prices dropped everywhere. And I kind of wish I was savvy enough back then. Had I done my research ahead of time and known what companies I wanted to invest into, when sometime in late March that announcement hit, bang, I'm sure those stocks would have dropped to a price that I was happy with. And I could have bought some then. But hey, it doesn't matter. There will be more opportunities. That's a global event. That's a major event that affects all stocks. But there are smaller events that happen. Um, things like the company changes CEO. Um, things like um, the current trend or bias might really affect stock prices. Now, I know before I said don't shop on trends, but here's the thing. Say you bought a stock at, let's use round numbers, you bought a stock at $20 a share, and it's now grown to $50 a share because a trend hit and whatever you bought became really, really, really exciting. And in just 1 year, it went from 20 to 50. Wow. But you know it's a trend. I'm talking stuff like fidget spinners. Remember that trend that lasted about 6 months? Sell. Why? Because your money has gone up 150% in 1 year. That's insane. Even if it keeps going up more, who cares? Sell. You've made 150% profit because you know this trend's not going to last. Boom. Sell. And when the trend is over, the bubble bursts and the price drops back to something that is once again acceptable for you to buy. Buy it again if it's a great company. If it's no longer a great company, the trend ruined it, then don't buy it again. Um, Stuff like that. It really, really varies. But the idea is to really never actually have to sell it until you want to liquidate and reap in all your cash. I mean, for example, I don't know how many billions Warren Buffett is worth right now, but that's not liquid. That's all portfolio value. So his stocks are worth this much and that much and that much. If he actually wanted to have that in cash, cash out everything, he'd have to sell everything. Stick and reject it. Of course, if Warren Buffett sold everything immediately, that would probably trigger an event in itself because those would take notice that, oh my God, so many billions in stock are selling from the world's greatest investor, which might actually um, either make an extra money or cause the ruin of other people. Who knows? Interesting side note: when my wife and I were studying about the price of silver, a funny story about Warren Buffett did come up. The man is so influential. At one point, he decided to buy silver. But when I say buy silver, I mean buy silver in massive industrial quantities. I don't know what the figures are, uh, but let's just say they had to rally, and he wanted the physical silver bullion. They had to rally and gather from silver supplies all across the country to do this. And when people saw he was doing that, they started speculating. And of course, what did they all do? They became sheep. They jumped on board, and because everybody started buying silver because Warren Buffett was doing it in massive quantities, the price of silver jumped up. Boom, boom, boom. And within a very short period of time, the price of silver had gone crazy up. Buffett sold it all. Just the fact that he was buying that massive quantity triggered a price spike, generated himself, and then sold it. I don't think that was his intent because from what I read about Buffett, I've never met the man. I wish I could. But from what I read, he's an honorable investor and he's not there to manipulate the market. market and create crashes to take advantage of them. He just um, saw an investment opportunity which triggered um, this spike. And of course, being wise enough to recognize that this spike is artificial, and now the silver is worth a lot more than he paid for it, decided to sell it and make a quick turnover. He hasn't done it since because that would be dishonorable. B, that would probably really hurt the market. And C, you only do it so many times before. You can only cry wolf so many times, right? Um, but nonetheless, interesting, interesting thing. Back to the main rule one: do not lose money. Hang on to that investment because it's a great company. And if it's a great company, profits will come. It's that simple. So then you don't have to watch the stock market every day and worry and speculate and buy this, sell that, and so forth. The one thing is, don't get emotional about it. Don't feel pressure to do it. Take your time, do your research, and set a simple number. This company is great. This is what it's valued at. If I can get it for X price, then I know I'm going to make a profit. And then you just watch and wait for it to drop to that price. And when it does, then you snatch it up. It's that simple. Patience game. Uh, Patience is hard when you're pressing on in years sometimes because you don't have a lot of time left, and that compound interest is quite valuable. But still, patience. Speaking of which, we'll talk about compound interest more on why this game is so important. On that note, let's move on to today's gratitudes. Yet another gorgeous day. I have to say, yesterday was a scorcher. It was very hot outside, very muggy, very humid. So, gratitude. I'm grateful for air conditions. Yay. Um, I'm grateful that today I get to indulge in a sideline of work I haven't done in a long time. I'm a bit of an actor as well, and today I get to shoot a scene for a movie. I haven't done that in quite a while, and I'm grateful that I get to uh, indulge once again in an art form I've always thoroughly enjoyed. On that note, I'll tell you all about it tomorrow. See you then.